Hello and welcome to the FMAG FEMA GO Pass-Through Application Request for Assistance and Sub-Application Process Training. Today's training will provide instructions for internal and external FEMA GO users to log in, complete a pass-through application, complete the request for assistance task, complete a pass-through sub-application, submit a pass-through sub-application to FEMA, and delete a sub-application. The guide used for this training was created by the GPD Communications, Culture, Analytics, and Training branch. By the end of this training, you will be able to log in as an external and internal user, complete a pass-through application, complete a request for assistance as an external and internal user, complete a pass-through sub-application, submit a completed pass-through sub-application to FEMA, and delete a sub-application. The subjects we will cover in the table of contents include Section 1, Training Roles and Login, Section 2, Complete a pass-through application, Section 3, Request for Assistance, Section 4, Complete a pass-through sub-application, Section 5, Submit a pass-through sub-application, Section 6, Delete a sub-application, and Section 7, FEMA GO Help Desk. Now let's review the roles for this training and how to log in as an external or internal user. This training is for the following roles: Authorized Organization Representative, AOR, Subrecipient Authorized Representative, SAR, Programmatic Member, PM, Subrecipient Member, SM, Organization Member, OM, Grant Writer, GW, Financial Member, FM, Program Specialist, PS, Program Administrator, PGA, Senior Program Administrator, SPGA. Please note that the available screens you see are based on your role and they may differ from the screens displayed. To log into FEMA GO as an external user, the first step is to go to the FEMA GO webpage, go.fema.gov. The second step as an external user is to select Sign In with login.gov. Once you are logged in at login.gov, you will be redirected back to the FEMA GO webpage. If you have not yet created an account with login.gov, please follow the steps within the FEMA GO Startup Guide. To log into FEMA GO as an internal user, the first step is to go to the FEMA GO webpage, go.fema.gov. The second step as an internal user is to select Log In with your PIV card. This takes you to the Welcome page. There are multiple steps to completing a pass-through application. We will walk through the following steps: Start an application, My Application landing page, SAM.gov profile, Requests for assistance, Sub-applications and budget summary, Assurances and certifications, AOR contact information, and signature confirmation. To start a pass-through application, scroll through the list of grants under the Apply for a New Grant section until you locate the grant application you would like to start. Then select Start Application. This will open a new window. Next, select your organization from the drop-down menu and select Start Your Application to begin. An AOR must start an application before sub-applications can be submitted. Once you select Start Your Application, you will be directed to the My Application landing page. On this page, the left navigation panel includes the sections required to complete your application. Additional sections may be present. When you select a section heading, the main body will display the content to review and complete. The first section is reviewing your SAM.gov profile. The SAM.gov profile will be visible at the top of the main body, or you can select SAM.gov profile in the left navigation. Review the information in the main body for accuracy. If there are errors with your SAM.gov profile, correct the errors in SAM.gov and allow 24 to 48 hours for a system sync after SAM.gov has processed the change. The second section is Requests for Assistance. To begin, select Requests for Assistance in the left navigation or scroll down in the main body. Then review the available links, Requests for Assistance submitted to FEMA, and Draft Requests for Assistance applications. If you know the specific sub-application grant ID, you can search using the search bar in the main body as well. If you begin a request for assistance and wish to continue working on it, you can find it under the Draft Request for Assistance applications within the application section of FEMA Go. We'll cover how to complete a new request for assistance later in this training. Section 3 includes sub-applications and budget summary. To begin, select sub-applications in the left navigation or scroll down in the main body. Then review the available links, sub-applications submitted to FEMA, sub-applications submitted to me, and draft sub-applications. If you know the specific sub-application grant ID, you can search using the search bar in the main body as well. Below the sub-application information in the main body will be the budget summary. The budget summary will only display once sub-applications have been submitted to FEMA. We will be returning to this sub-application section later in this training. The fourth section is Assurances and Certifications. Begin by selecting Assurances and Certifications in the left navigation or scroll down in the main body. Start by selecting the box to indicate if a SFLLL is not required. If a SFLLL is required, then you must complete the drop-down questions and provide the required information within this section without any errors before moving on. An AOR must sign the grant assurances and certifications before a pass-through sub-application can be submitted to FEMA. The fifth section is AOR contact information. To begin, select contact information in the left navigation or scroll down in the main body. In this section, you must confirm or update your contact information. Review the contact information in the main body. If updates are needed, select Edit your contact info link to make any necessary updates. Then select the checkbox at the bottom of this section to confirm that the contact information is accurate. A secondary phone number must be entered in this section. The sixth section is Signature Confirmation. As an AOR, you need to review each certification statement. Then select the checkbox next to each certification statement if you are providing your signature for the award, and enter your password to verify your signature. Next, select the Submit button to submit the application. Once the application is successfully submitted, you will be redirected back to the Assurances and Certifications page. A blue banner will then appear at the top of the main body to confirm that the application has been signed. After selecting Submit, a green banner will be visible on the My Application landing page stating that sub-applications can now be submitted to FEMA. Now let's review how to access and complete the Request for Assistance as an external user, an SAR, or an internal user, a PS, PGA, or SPGA. There are a few steps to complete the Request for Assistance as an external user, SAR. We will walk through navigating to the task and how to complete the following sections: organization information, contact information, Review and Submit, and Request for Assistance Determination. To navigate to the task, Step 1. Locate the sub-application you would like to start a request for assistance under the Apply for a New Grant section on the Welcome page. Then select the Start Request for Assistance link. A new window will open. In this new window, you need to, Step 2, select the organization you are applying for from the drop-down menu. Then, Step 3, select the organization you are applying to from the drop-down menu. And select the blue Start Request button to begin the task. The first section of a request for assistance is reviewing your organization information. The organization information will be visible if you scroll down in the main body, or you may also select organization information in the left navigation. Review the information in the main body for accuracy. Within the main body under Counties, provide the location of firefighting activities by selecting a county or counties using the drop-down menu before continuing to the next section. The second section is Contact Information. Begin by selecting Contact Information in the left navigation or scroll down in the main body. Within this section of the main body, select the Add a Point of Contact button. A new window will open. In the Point of Contact window, complete the required information, including adding an individual, their 2 phone numbers, and their mailing address. Then select the Close link. At least one point of contact is required within this section of the request. The third section is Review and Submit. To complete this section, select Submit Request within the left navigation or scroll down in the main body. Review the information in the main body for errors. Once any errors are corrected, select the Submit button in the upper right-hand portion of this section to submit your request for assistance. To confirm the status of the request for assistance, view the status in the upper right-hand corner of the main body. The fourth section is Request for Assistance Determination. You can view the determination status of a request for assistance after it has been returned to FEMA. Select Requests for Assistance within the left navigation or scroll down in the main body to begin. Once you locate the request, you can see the status of the request in that line of the table. You can also select View Request within the Actions dropdown to view more information about the request. To confirm the status of the request for assistance, you can view the status in the upper right-hand corner of the main body. After completing this section, sub-organizations can complete and submit their pass-through sub-applications for review and submission. There are a few steps to complete the Request for Assistance Eligibility Review as an internal user, PS, PGA, or SPGA. We will walk through how to navigate to the task and how to complete the following sections: Request for Assistance, Comments, Eligibility Determination, and Submit. To navigate to the Request for Assistance Eligibility Review task, Step 1. Start by selecting Tasks from the top banner on the screen. This opens your task summary page. Step 2. Select View on the Request for Assistance Eligibility Review card. This brings you to your task list. Step 3. Select Start Task or Continue Working to begin the task. Section 1 is Request for Assistance. The request for assistance will be visible if you scroll down in the main body or you select Request for Assistance in the left navigation. Review the information in the main body for accuracy before continuing to the next section. Section 2 is Comments. To begin, select Comments in the left navigation or scroll down in the main body. Next, add comments as needed. Additionally, in this section, you can view the comments history for the request for assistance. Section 3 is Eligibility Determination and Submit. To begin, select the Eligibility and Determination drop-down within the Review panel. Then select a determination for the request for assistance: approve, partially approve, or deny. Next, select the Choose Files link to upload the determination memo. This step is required if partially approve or deny is selected. Lastly, select the Submit Review button to complete the request for assistance. A green banner will appear stating that you approved the request for assistance eligibility review. There are multiple steps to completing a pass-through sub-application. This section walks through the section links in the left navigation panel to start and complete a sub-application, including Start a Sub-application, Sub-application Landing Page, Organization Information, Project Information, Subgrant Request Details, Subgrant Request Details Summary, Review and Submit, Assurances and Certifications, and Sign and Submit. To start a sub-application, Step 1. Locate the sub-application you would like to start under the Apply for a New Grant section on the Welcome page. Then select the Start Sub-application link. A new window will open. In this new window, Step 2, select the organization you are applying for from the drop-down menu. Then, Step 3, select the organization you are applying to from the drop-down menu. Next, Step 4, create a new sub-application title. Lastly, Step 5, select a sub-application type. This step is important because the type you select affects the questions and sections you must complete within the sub-application. You cannot change the sub-application type after you have selected Start your sub-application. Once you've started your sub-application, you will be directed to the My Sub-application landing page. The My Sub-application landing page displays information relevant to the sub-application, including the title, type, declaration date, incident period, and region. Review this information for accuracy before continuing. Section 1 is Organization Information. The organization information will be visible if you scroll down in the main body, or if you select Organization Information in the left navigation. Review the information in the main body for accuracy before continuing to the next section. The second section is Project Information. To begin this section, select Project Information in the left navigation or scroll down in the main body. In this section, you must enter the required information, including the project title, locations, description, a start date, and end date. Then select an option for each of the remaining required questions using the drop-down menus. Additional questions may appear based on your answers, as well as sections for uploading supporting documentation. Lastly, enter the required scope of work and cost summary. The third section is Subgrant Request Details. The information added to this section needs to directly link to the project information. Select Subgrant Request Details in the left navigation or scroll down in the main body to begin this section. Then select the Add Cost Type button in the main body to add a new cost type. An additional window will open where you can select Resources from the drop-down menu. After a cost type is added, an additional section will appear in the main body. where you must select Add an Item to add an item that is greater than $0. A new window will open where you can select items to add from the drop-down menu. Then an additional window will open where you must enter the description, quantity, unit of measure, unit price, and budget class for the item. Section 3, Subgrant Request Details continued. After adding a cost type, an item, or items, review the entire cost item section for accuracy and complete the additional questions as required. Then attach any applicable documents for supporting documentation in this section before continuing. The fourth section is Subgrant Request Details Summary. Select Subgrant Request Details Summary in the left navigation or scroll down in the main body to review the summary. Next, scroll down in the main body to review the Non-Federal Resources section. Review the federal and non-federal resources and adjust as needed. Then, to complete this section, ensure any errors are resolved. An error message with a red exclamation mark will appear in this section if there is a non-federal resource discrepancy. The fifth section is Review and Submit. Select Review Sub-Application in the left navigation or scroll down in the main body. Any errors in the sub-application are shown here with red exclamation marks. You must resolve any errors before you can submit the sub-application for signature. Next, select the Submit for Signature button to send the application to the SAR or AOR for a review and signature. After selecting Submit, scroll to the top of the main body to review the status of the sub-application. Section 6 is for the SAR or AOR to review assurances and certifications. After you select Submit for Signature in the Review and Submit section, a new section will appear in the left navigation and main body. As an SAR or AOR, you need to review each certification statement in the main body. Section 7 is Sign and Submit. In this section, the SAR or AOR sign and submit the application before it goes to the AOR for a review. After reviewing each certification statement, select the checkbox if you are providing your signature for the award, and enter your password to verify your signature. Then select the Submit button to submit the sub-application, or select Return to Edit Sub-Application if edits are needed. Once the sub-application is successfully submitted, review the status of the sub-application in the top right corner of the sub-application landing page. It should say Submitted to Recipient. The next section in this training walks through how to submit a pass-through sub-application to FEMA as an AOR. We'll cover how to navigate to the sub-application, review instructions, supporting documents, sub-application submission, errors and recommendation, submit to FEMA, and sub-application submitted to FEMA view. To navigate to a sub-application, step 1. Select Grants from the top banner on the Welcome page. Then, locate the sub-application you want to view. Next, from the Select an Action drop-down menu, select Review Sub-Application. Section 1 is Review Instructions. This section is optional. Optional tasks will not have an open circle icon next to the drop-down within the review panel. Start by opening the review panel on the right side of your screen. Then select the Review Instructions drop-down to start this section. In the drop-down, review the instructions before proceeding with the review. Review the additional links within the left navigation before completing the review. Section 2 is Supporting Documents. Select the Supporting Documents drop-down in the review panel to start this section. This section is optional. Then select the Choose File link to upload any supporting documentation that was used to complete this review. Section 3 is Sub-Application Submission. This section is required. Select the Sub-Application Submission dropdown in the Review panel to start this section. Then select the Sub-Application Submission link to change the main body to display the funding opportunity information for the sub-application. Review and select the funding opportunity from the dropdown in the main body. Next, select the Continue button at the bottom of this section in the main body to change the main body to display the recommendation history. Review the information as needed. Section 4 is Errors and Recommendation. This section is required. Select the Errors dropdown in the Review panel and fix any errors as needed. Then, select the Recommendation dropdown in the Review panel to start this section. Next, select an overall recommendation for the sub-application and enter a required status justification. Then select the checkbox to send an email notification of your recommendation to the subrecipient. This step is optional. Lastly, select the Submit button to approve the sub-application. Two green banners will appear, one stating that the sub-application was approved, and the other stating that sub-applications can now be submitted to FEMA. Now that the sub-application has been approved, the final step is to submit a sub-application to FEMA. Section 5 is Submit to FEMA. Scroll down in the main body to view the Sub-Applications section. Then select the Sub-Applications Submitted to Me link. Next, find the sub-application from the list in the main body, and under the Actions drop-down, select Submit to FEMA. This directs you to a new page. On this new page, start by opening the Review panel on the right side of the screen and complete the steps in the Review panel. After completing the required sections, you select an overall recommendation for the sub-application and enter a required status justification. Lastly, select Submit. Section 6 is Sub-Applications Submitted to FEMA View. Now that the sub-application has been submitted to FEMA, there is a new view when you scroll down to the sub-application section. When you select the sub-application submitted to FEMA link, a pie chart as well as funding information are now available. Review the information in this section for accuracy. Lastly, we'll cover how to delete a sub-application if needed. To delete a sub-application, navigate to the Sub-Application section and select Draft Sub-Applications. Then, under the Actions dropdown, select Delete Sub-Application. This option is only available if the status is pending submission. A new window will open. Review the statement and select the Delete button to confirm that you want to delete this sub-application. This action cannot be undone. This ends our training. If you have additional questions, please contact the FEMA GO Help Desk at femago@fema.dhs.gov or call 877-585-3242. They are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time.